Hi guys, it's Jaden. I'm back with a new video for you. Today I wanted to talk about the ups and downs of the recovery process that I went through with my adrenal fatigue and anxiety journey. I get a lot of questions from you guys now about my recovery. Do my symptoms go away permanently? Some of you are experiencing, like, for instance, the tremor and the shaking. Like, some of you will tell me that you've recovered from it and it would come back, or you don't know how long it takes to recover, or you're wondering how long it took me to recover from it and stuff like that. So I thought I'd make a video and I'll go into a little bit more details and some things that I recommend that you might try to do to help you with that. Disclaimer first, I'm not a doctor or a therapist. I'm just here to share my experience with this and my recovery process, and hopefully that it could give you guys some information and maybe find some ease and reassurance, hear out somebody else's experience, like my experience, and might, help you with that. Let's get right into the video. So my recovery process was very gradual. And it was about 8 months to a year. It could be very long for people who've healed faster, and it could be very short for people who took like 5 years to heal from this. It's all relative. So that being said, depends on where you are and how fast you make your progress. It could seem like a short amount of time or a long amount of time. So that really depends on where you stand with it. For me, it was between 8 months to a year that I made pretty much full recovery. Again, it's still a work in progress always, because once you've been affected by this, you look at life different. At least I did, and or I do, because it's really affected me in a psychological level, where, as with any experience you've gone through, it changes you, especially if something it's such, so as intense as this has been. So it definitely changed me forever, not in a bad way, or I wouldn't call it good or bad. It did change me forever. I was able to get back physically and health-wise functioning like the way I have been in the past, but my thought process is different now because I've had this experience. I'm wiser and more careful and more balanced in many ways. It was not day by day progress, okay? It was very sporadic. If I showed you on a graph, it would be like, it's some days you're gonna think you're going backwards. Some weeks you may think you're going backwards, months. And then you'll feel like you're amazing sometimes, and and everything in between. A very good thing to do, and here's a tip for you if you're going through this, is to keep a health recovery journal. I kept one every day. I wrote down how I felt, all my symptoms. I described the symptoms. And I rated my energy level, I rated my sleep, anything I could think of, and all the details, the more the better. I kept track of a health recovery journal through this. What that does is to keep you in check with what's actually happening, because as we're recovering, our brains do like a funny thing where it wants to forget certain things. So then you look back and you're like, did I really recover? Did I get better, or am I just fooling myself? So the best thing to do, keep a detailed journal, because then you know exactly what has happened. And when you do that and you look back, you'll see like, oh yeah, like overall I have progressed, or certain things have been staying the same. Maybe I should work on that, or things like that. So it's very helpful to keep a health journal when you're going to venture into a recovery journey for your health, because it is so gradual and it is so delicate and detailed in ways that without actually writing it down, it's really hard, unless you've got like an amazing detailed memory, which I actually do, but it's still, you're gonna miss some details, and you're gonna miss the flow of things. Like, you might forget that you've had a couple weeks of up, because you're so focused on being down again. Try that out. Keep a journal and look back on the journal to when you feel like you're, in a panic mode or in despair, like, oh my gosh, am I putting in all this effort, and am I even really making progress? Things like that. is going to really help you when you have a journal to look back on, because that is like concrete information, not information floating around your brain that could be skewed. And if you're going through adrenal imbalance and anxiety and panic attacks, you're not going to have your optimal state of mind. So things are going to be skewed. You're going to forget things, you're going to be stressed out, and you didn't even remember them in the first place. It's very good to be organized. Keep a journal every day. It doesn't have to be every day, but I did, because I'm, you know, as you guys know, I have OCD, so I kept it every day. But you don't, I mean, you could do it weekly, you could do it, but just something consistent throughout your journey, okay? That could really help. Another tip that helps is don't make harsh judgments on yourself or decisions about your recovery or what you're gonna do when you catch yourself in one of those stressful panic modes, because you're not in the right state of mind to make decisions. Sit with it. I know it can be hard, but it's gonna help you in the long run. Let's say you are feeling like, okay, the supplements I'm taking or the regimen I'm doing is not working because I'm having a crash today. I'm just gonna do a 180. Those are the moments you have to sit with it. Don't make any harsh decisions. Don't even have predictions of what's gonna happen in that state of mind, because you're like stressed out and, you know, kind of going nuts in that moment, figuratively. You don't want to add more stress in that moment by making a important decision, and you could just lead yourself down a path of detour when, if you just sat with it and let all that, you know, emotions pass and the stress goes away a little, you're in a calmer, more balanced place, you're gonna make a better decision. And you probably will find yourself going, actually, I don't need to change anything. I was just stressed out and now I'm fine again, and I'll just keep going on this road. Same thing with self-diagnosing in those moments. When you're panicked and under anxiety disorder and your hormones are off balance, you're gonna read into a lot of these like body sensations and symptoms, and it's gonna freak you out, and it's gonna make you want to just jump into something drastic when really you're reading too much into it. You have to decide for yourself what's what. Again, I'm not a doctor or a therapist. These are just my experiences and what I chose to do with it. It worked for me. I'm very happy to share it, but I don't want to be telling anybody, you got to do this or this is the right way. I'm just sharing. It took me a while to get to that state of self-control, that level of self-control, but I had to learn to not self-diagnose in that panic state, because I would read into my breathing patterns, I would read into my heartbeat, I would read into these weird sensations that I would feel throughout my body because of anxiety and hormonal imbalance, and I would start to Google them and find fatal and deathly, freaky, scary things that I could relate to, and that did not help with anxiety, and that just added to more stress, fear, and the never-ending cycle happens again. When you have that self-control, you could then gradually heal yourself, because when those times come, you learn to just go, okay, let me just stay present and see how it plays out. I had to tell myself, like, you know what? If I sit with this and it gets worse, I'm gonna know. If this irregular heartbeat was not just anxiety and I sat with it for a couple days and it continues to get worse, I am gonna go to the emergency room. There's a balance. It's such a hard balance that you have to decide for yourself. I know, because in one hand, you want to give yourself time and you want to chill so that you make better decisions. But on the other hand, you don't want to be too late to go see a doctor or to take drastic measures if it is something serious. So you really do. It's a challenge. And you really do have to gauge that balance for yourself. It does work out. It did for me. I believe that everyone can find a balanced place with it and make your recovery. It definitely isn't easy, and that's why I'm making this channel and putting so much energy into it, because if I knew the stuff that I know now in the beginning, I would have made my recovery a lot faster and also a more pleasant experience. That has inspired me to share and hopefully, you know, reach out to people who can use the help if it's the right fit. Keep a journal. Don't make drastic decisions on your journey when you're under the stressful and anxious state of mind, and don't make drastic decisions on changing your approach or your routine that you plan for yourself. Don't change that in a spare of a moment just because you're stressed out and under anxiety, which is the exact reason why you're trying to heal yourself. It's such an experience of like irony and extremes and all kinds of stuff. This whole experience has really brought so much new wisdom and awareness and understanding and compassion for myself and other people. I hope this video has helped answer some of the questions I've been getting. I know it's a rambling video, and but it's like the best way I feel like I can express and talk about this, because it is so delicate and there's so many elements to it. I hope it helped. Let me know down in the comment section more topics you want me to talk about and share from my experience. If you're liking how I'm making my videos, let me know. If you think I should do them another way, open to all comments and questions. Just post them down below. If you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It is growing and I am loving the interaction with everyone, and I would like to have it continue to expand. I hope you guys are all staying safe and healthy in social distancing and the lockdown, or not lockdown, but like the isolation. It's really helping the planet as a whole. If we all just stay healthy and stay in, help keep each other safe from this whole coronavirus thing. I know those of you who have the same challenges I went through with this adrenal fatigue and anxiety, I'm sure this coronavirus thing is adding some extra stress. So my heart goes out to you. I hope you find some peace and balance in your day today, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye guys.